America goes to war. Men of the Army, Navy, and Marines reinforce the battlefronts on 6 continents to save the homes and ideals of free men from Axis domination. The worldwide conflict brings intrepid American airmen to China's heroic fighting front. "10,000 miles from home, men and supplies pour in through India, the last doorway to China. Cheerful yet determined, welcome strangers in a strange land." American naval guns open up on the Jap-held Solomon Islands. At Guadalcanal, United States Marines in a swift, surprise invasion add new glories to the fighting career of their illustrious corps. The retreating Japs attempt to destroy their newly completed air base. It is quickly captured by the Leathernecks and renamed Henderson Field. History recorded as it happened. The Marines are the first to raise the American flag on enemy territory. Seeking out and blasting Hitler's U-boats is the rough, tough job of naval aviators and men of the Coast Guard. Hundreds of ships, including vitally needed tankers, are hit, burned, and sunk, victims of prowling enemy submarines. American waters become a battlefront. In the Caribbean, more ships run foul the enemy fire, but greater combat action gets results as convoys steam through to their destinations. Russia meets the grim test. Despite repeated attacks by crushing panzer units, pushing on desperately toward the Caucasus and into the streets of Stalingrad, Marshal Semyon Timoshenko's relentless armies take a terrific toll of the enemy and upset his invasion timetable. The Russians meet the Nazis in close and often hand-to-hand fighting. A German sniper is picked off by a Soviet sharpshooter. Another Nazi tries to surrender, but too late. Britain's Prime Minister flies to Moscow. Eyes and ears the world over are focused on a conference of historic importance. Churchill meets Stalin behind the walled fortress of the Kremlin. Rio de Janeiro, nerve center of the largest country in South America, is the scene of a history-making demonstration. All-out war is declared as a result of the ruthless Axis attacks on Brazilian ships and an appalling loss of lives. Brazil goes to war.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And today we are playing round 5 of the BBR YouTube Wars, and we'll just show you a little shot of the board here. Yeah, so that's what people have collected so far this round. So, Italy hasn't gone yet, America hasn't gone yet, China hasn't gone yet. Of course, China's going to be 0, but Britain, ANZAC, Canada. So the only ones that have gone that the numbers have changed are Germany, Japan, and the Soviet Union. And so now we're on America's turn. And you can see at the bottom there that the victory points, they have 10. And they're threatening really badly. A quick recap here is on the strength of their tactical bombers, the Japanese have completely hammered the Chinese into submission. And the Japanese have a monstrous home fleet here now that rivals the American Pacific Fleet. And also, Japan decided to come down to Australia and kind of mess things up a little bit. So, obviously, New South Wales is under the gun and might fall next round. Italy has been battered and beaten a bit though, but they're still got some punch. We're hoping to take away some of that this round. And yeah, that's pretty much how things are going. The Italians closed the Suez, which probably saved their bacon this round. But we'll see how that goes. All right, so for my purchases, I have $70. And so with that, we're going to build 3 destroyers for 24, a carrier for 16, so that's 40. And we have a transport, 47. A man is 50. Artillery is 54. A tank is 60. And the fighter does the 70. Sorry, I was looking at here and I wasn't looking at the camera, so that was a little off. So hopefully you got that. That's 24, 40, 47, 50. These two equal another 10 for 60, and the fighter for 70. All right, so we just have a couple of minor battles going on here. We'll start over here in the Med, and this is not a battle. We were thinking of doing that one, but it's not. So what we're going to have here is we have this bomber. He's going to go 1, 2, and he has got 5 left because of the air base here. The fighters are going to come out of Gibraltar, 1, 2, and they're down to 3 movements left. I'm highly thinking that I'm not going to have to worry about return flights here, but we'll see. All right, so there's that battle. The other battle is just going to be a walk-in into Amur, into Korea, so we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to roll out the one here. 4. We'll get our dice tray here, and we have, to start things off, the battleship has AAA. So we're going to roll. Okay, so fortunately no hits on the AAA. And I've got 2 fighters and a bomber. Okay, so we're happy with that. So that's 3 hits. So that takes care of the battleship and the cruiser. Now they obviously get to fire back. A 4 and a 3, and they got 1 hit. So with that 1 hit, boy, I didn't think about that. I thought I was going to lose 3, so I thought I didn't have to think. Yeah, I think we're going to have to take the bomber on that one. I like those fighters for, well, actually they got no. You know what? We're gonna take 1 fighter off. 1 fighter is going to be removed from that. We like the reach. So this fighter has 3 spots left. It's going to go back to Gibraltar. The bomber is going to go back to Gibraltar. And the 2 Italian ships are gone. Get all that stuff off the board. All right. All right, so that was all right. And here, we're going to have everybody move into Korea. Everybody except the fighter, of course. He's going elsewhere because he obviously will not be staying there. The fighters, I should say. All right, so here we go. We've got these 2 fighters have a range of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 into Tunguska. So they're going to head down there. All right. So Korea is going to now be under new management, as it were. And so we're going to throw a American roundel on there. And so America's going to go up 3. So we're going to go up to 53. And Japan, from its lofty heights at 57, will retreat a little bit, but still is the king of the board. All right, now it's just down to non-coms. And again, China's doing nothing, so they're just going to park it over there. Non-coms are going to bring over these fellas here. And obviously, they're all going to join up down here. All right, we'll do our recap in a moment. Okay, for this one here, all these ships will come down to Hawaii, and this one ship is going to come down to the Johnson Island there. And these subs are all going to come down here. Cruisers are going to come down there. Transports are going to pick everybody up and come on down. Everything's moving down. This is difficult to do. These two fighters are going to fly and land in Hawaii. And then all these lads here are coming down into there. Of course, the transports here are going to pick up all 6 units here. Oh, and if you're wondering, if you haven't seen other episodes here, my tech here in the BBR is improved transports, which allows for the movement of 1 infantry and any 2 ground units. So you can bring 1 man, 2 tanks if you want, or any version of that. So yeah, so there's that there. And now placements. All right. So we are going to take the fighter. The fighter is going to go into the Western US. And actually, it's going to go on to the newly built carrier. I believe that's a thing. If it's not a thing, let me know. It doesn't really matter because nothing can get to them, and it doesn't affect range because there's an airbase there, but I believe it can go there. And then we have 3 destroyers joining. And then we'll have these fellas come on over here. All right. So we have, we'll do a recap. We'll do the money right now. So America is at 53. And then the bonuses we have here, we did build 2 in each side. So that's going to be another 10. That's 63. We still have all of those. So that's 73. And we have all of that. That's 68. Oh, for Pete's sake. We have 53. This goes up to 63, 68, 73. All right. So $73, and America saved nothing because definitely we're in a spending economy these days. And so we got $73 for America next round. All right, we're going to go over the what's going on here. So we got in Tunguska, we got 2 fighters. In for the Chinese in Kansu, nothing's changed, so I'm not going to bore you with the details there. In Korea, we have 2 mech, 3 infantry, and 1 artillery. In Season 10, we have our 3 destroyers, a carrier, and a fighter. In the Hawaiian Islands, on the islands, we have 5 artillery, 5 infantry. There's a little guy hiding there. So 5 artillery, 5 infantry, 2 mechs, and a tank. And we have 2 fighters as well on the island and a AAA gun, which are much more important in BBR than they are in most other iterations of the game. So now we also have in the C Zone 26, we have 4 transports, 4 destroyers. Oh, sorry. That guy came down to there. 4 transports, 3 destroyers, 3 subs, 2 cruisers, 1 battleship, 1 carrier that has a tactical and a fighter on it. And moving past that monstrosity called the Japanese Navy, we'll head over here. In Morocco, we have 6 tanks, 6 artillery, and 6 men. And of course, then in Sea Zone 91, we have 6 transports, we have 2 destroyers, and a cruiser. In Sea Zone 101, we have a transport. In Eastern United States, we have 1 man, 1 artillery, 1 tank, and 2 AAA. All right, so that's everything for the United States of America. And I didn't do this at the top, so I mean we're on turn 5 now. So if you haven't been watching these videos at all, obviously I'm playing the US and China. Hambone is playing the UK and USSR. And Matt Todd has joined us for his first round of BBR YouTube Wars, and he is playing Anzac France, or Anzacanaran, or Anzacanarance, or however you want to say it. So Anzac, Canada, and France. And he's doing a great job with that. Despite all the pressure from the Japanese, we are defiant. And he's got some money islands going here, so doing all right. And our mortal enemies are Detroit, who is playing the European Axis, Germany and Italy. And G.I. Joe, who is playing Japan. and Japan has had a really, really, really tough game. I think they've lost upwards of 8 infantry this game, and they lost 1 fighter last round, which was a shock. And we offered counseling services, but the Japanese just tended to sneer at that and said they'll be fine. So we're we're having a great time though, folks. This is a great game. The Axis are really pouring it on here, and we are looking everywhere we can to try to deny them their 12 victory points. If you're not familiar with it, there's victory points, and they got to get 12. And here's the Axis victory scorecard. So yeah, that's the stuff. And there's been a couple of additions and some minor revisions. There's one called the Rising Sun, or the Empire of Japan, which they actually have right now, I believe. So if they hold all of their original territories and have Philippines and Guam, then they get a victory point. And for Germany, if they hold all of Germany and I think 4 other territories in the Soviet Union or in that area, they'll get their victory points. So yeah, they're doing pretty well. All right. My screen looks really blurry right now. I don't know why that is. I hope it's clear on the screen. Good grief, what's going on? All right, well, take care, folks. And yeah, I hope that you're having a great time, enjoying as we're opening up here from the coronavirus, and you're getting out there, seeing your friends again. And remember, until the next time, may those dice be with you. And go Allies.